Hey guys, it's Brantzen, and today's video covers the 2-3 Hustler Crew Meetup Game. It was a wild game. Mariano's in it, Ryan Feldman, Mike X, a ton of other Hustler Live people. So you get to see me battle with them, get into some big pots, win some, lose some, you know how it goes. But also, big announcement, my own meetup game is this weekend, March 25th and March 26th at the Hustler and Lucky Lady. I'll be doing one day at each. So definitely come check it out, play some 2-3 with me. It will be a blast. I'll put the details like right around here or something. And with that, enjoy the video and hit that intro. Cheers.
With the guy Brantzen, who has the Brantzen Poker logs.
No! Let's go!
Tell him he's got a lot of class, and it's all low.
I buy in for $500 on this epic 2-3 game, and I'm already feeling like the main character of this movie because I start off with pocket aces in the cutoff. The Lojack opens to $15. The Hijack calls. I put in that 3-bet to $60. Both the Lojack and Hijack call were 3 ways to a flop of 6, 7, 10 with 2 clubs. Action checks to me. In this multi-way pot, I want to charge all draws, anyone who has a 10, so I bet $110. The Lojack calls, the Hijack goes all in for $113. It's $3 more. I call, the Lojack calls, and the turn is the Queen of Clubs. Dang it. The flush draw now got there, the Lojack checks, and I just don't see that big a point of betting now. The Hijack is already all in. Either one of these guys could have the flush right now, and there's no side pot. I check, and the river is a 5. The Lojack checks again, and now I don't think this guy is very strong at all. Maybe he has a 10, so I make a small bet of $60, just trying to squeeze out a little bit of extra money. But he folds. I still have to beat the Hijack, who shows 4-8 of diamonds. He rivered the straight, and we lose. Don't you worry, you guys. I can do this all day.
I can do this all day.
I pick up ace queen off in the Hijack. Everyone's favorite Argentinian is in the Straddle. Okay, everyone's second favorite Argentinian is in the Straddle. The Lojack limps and I raise to $25. Then the button 3-bets to $80, and before Mariano can act, the big blind ends up accidentally exposing her cards, King 6. Now Mariano goes all in for $430, and I'm thinking, if this was any other player, the cold 4-bet just snap fold, snap. But this is not just any other player. This is Mariano, someone who regularly buys in for tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, this might as well just be play money for him. It's like 4 big blinds in what he usually plays. So he's playing very aggressively. Also, he's here to splash it up as one of the hosts. Additionally, this exposed king is actually a very important card. It blocks a lot of combos of pocket kings and ace king, making it more likely my opponents might be holding hands like 10s, jacks. All right, screw it. I'm all in for $350. The button is all in for around $400, and Mariano shows aces. And the button shows kings. Well, I feel really stupid. The board runs out 6, 7, 8, jack, ace. As expected, Mariano wins, and yeah. Next hand, I have pocket 3s in the small blind. No straddle, so it's $2, $3 blinds, and Mariano decides to open to $100 from the Hijack. Just your casual 33 big blind open, you know, pretty standard GTO stuff. I fold, clearly, but the big blind goes all in for $950. Mariano snap calls. He has ace jack off. The big blind has pocket queens. The big blind ends up winning, but, you know, maybe, just maybe, my call with ace queen doesn't look so bad now. So Mariano's been playing like every hand, and I'm trying to get him along with everyone else at my table. I pick up ace 10 off in the big blind. There is a straddle this hand, and Mariano opens from the cutoff to $30. The small blind flat calls, and here I'm definitely ahead of Mariano's range. The small blind was the same guy who beat me with 4-8 when I had aces, so I should be ahead of his flatting range as well. I'm putting in that 3-bet. I make it $140. Well, Surprise, surprise, Mariano smacks me in the face with an all-in. Small blind folds, and this is just... what? Well, before too long, Mariano actually shows me that he has ace-king.
Don't do it, Brantzen. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro.
So clearly it's a fold, but also, can we take a moment to appreciate this man's outfit choice?
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Alright, so now we're doing a double board bomb pot. I have ace 5 of hearts on the button. We all put in $15 and we're going straight to the flops, which are jack 10 deuce with 2 hearts and king 7 5 with 2 hearts as well. Oh boy, I have the nut flush draw on both boards as well as a pair on one. This is pretty much the best hand I could ask for besides like ace jack of hearts. The middle position bets $40, and then Mariano goes all in for $1,500. All right, I'm all in for $402. The middle position player goes all in for $350. Mariano passes me his cards to look at them. I pass him my cards. He has pocket aces. Uh-oh. Okay, it's a three-way all in for almost $1,300.
Come on, hard. She won both. And then he wins her his. JC deserves it. Well played, well played.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful.
That's not enough to get her going.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm an hour into this 2-3 game and I'm already in for $1,500. Mike X now took Mariano's seat, another high-stakes Hustler Live player who probably thinks this game is just a bunch of peanuts. I pick up pocket nines in the cutoff, there's a straddle, and the hijack opens to $30. Now, I could go one of two ways with this hand. I could 3-bet it, or I could call in position and see a flop. I decide to just call, but Mike has other plans. He's in the big blind and he raises it up to $120. The hijack flat calls, and now I'm in a very weird position. Mike's a high stakes player. He could definitely be 3-betting light, especially after I flat called the hijack's open. And now that the hijack just flatted, there's more dead money in the pot. The hijack is pretty splashy, so I don't think he has that strong of a hand. Time for a back raise, I guess. I go all in for $480. It's on Mike, he's thinking, and then says, gamble, and calls. The hijack folds, and we're off to a run.
One time. One time.
Look at this guy dancing. What is this?
I would have beaten her too.
And of course, he has queens.
Mike!
Yeah, so $2,000 deep into this 2-3 game now. Ryan Feldman is now on the table, the co-creator, co-owner of Hustler Live. I pick up ace queen in the Lojack. There's a straddle to $6, one limper, and I raise it up to $30. The button flat calls, and then Ryan 3-bets to $125 from the big blind. Okay, here we go again. Another spot against another host. Well, all these people keep showing terrible hands, except when they're against me, when somehow they always have the nuts. I can't have the worst hand every time I'm about to go all in. But then Ryan stops me and says,
Brantzen, don't do stupid.
Really?
You can do whatever you want for the lulz.
Fine. I fold.
you know what? I only have $30 invested. I just let it go. The button calls. The board ran out 4-7-3-9-5. So I would have missed completely, but Ryan ended up going all in on the river and showed ace jack of spades as a bluff. So if I had just shoved this time, I would have dominated him and I would have stacked him. Great. Next up, I have king queen off in the straddle. The button opens to $15. The big blind calls. This is a very small open over my $6 straddle. I think I have a pretty clear 3-bet. I make it $75. But then the button 4-bets to $240. The big blind folds. This sucks. King queen off isn't good enough to call a 4-bet until my opponent shows 4-5 offsuit, wrecks my life, and he asks to see the flop, which I would have hit a king, and it's just officially the worst day ever. I'm folding when I have the best hands, I'm all in when I have the worst hands. Okay, I pick up ace-5 of spades on the button. There's an under the gun limp, and the under the gun +1 player raises to $10. Quite small. The Lojack and Hijack call. I'm in position. I'm sensing weakness. Seems like a good spot to isolate. I raise to $55. Only the under the gun +1 calls, and the flop comes ace-5-9. Let's go! I smash 2 pair on this board, and better yet, my opponent just donks and puts me all in for my remaining $234. Snap call. Board runs out. 6 of diamonds. King of diamonds. Don't love it now with 4 diamonds. I show my cards, and she shows pocket 9s. So she flopped a set, and I guess I was screwed no matter what. All right, it's the last straw. I'm in for $2,500 now. Tragic? Yes. Shameful? Perhaps. But this is it. If I lose this, I am done. I'm not about to buy in for $3,000 and lose 1,000 big blinds in one day. I pick up ace-jack off in the cutoff. There's a straddle. The under the gun +1 limps. The Lojack raises to $35. Against somewhat early action, I decide to just call, and the +1 limper calls as well. 3 ways to a flop of jack 10-8. All clubs, and the under the gun +1 decides to lead out for $75. Lojack folds. I have top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw. If I die, I die. I raise to $200. He thinks about it and then goes all in for $400. I call, and the board runs out 4 of spades, 10 of spades. I say I have just a jack, and he shows pocket 9s. I can't remember if he had the 9 of clubs. I'm guessing he probably did, but either way, I'm just extremely thankful I finally take down a pot. This crazy night is coming to an end, and I get invited by DQ to play with him and Nik Airball. I pick up ace-10 off in the big blind. DQ blind raises from under the gun to $35. Under the gun +1 calls, under the gun +2 calls, and action folds to me. Well, I only have $450 in my stack. Since I just table changed, I had to chip down to meet the $500 max. So with the $35 blind raise from DQ, I essentially have 13 big blinds. Okay, I'm all in. DQ folds, under the gun +1 folds, but under the gun +2 wants to gamble. He makes the call. He wants to run it twice. I say yes. First board comes jack 10-6, 10-10. I hit quads. Second board comes ace deuce 8, 6 king. My opponent shows king 9 of diamonds, and I scoop the pot to end the night. Yo, you guys, I got wrecked in a 2-3 game. It just seemed like nothing was going my way. I was just making the wrong moves, the wrong calls. I felt like, oh man, these players are playing super aggressive, which they were. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make some lighter calls than I maybe would normally, but it didn't work out. And then when I made the folds, that's when they were, of course, raising light. So it is what it is, but I was in for $2,500, out for $1,280. $2,500 in a 2-3 game. That's nuts. I can't even, whatever. But yeah, so that was a loss of $1,220. I did win a dance competition, so I got $100 from that, so that softens the blow, I guess. Anyway, yeah, your boys got moves. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.